Hello, in this video I am going to demonstrate the Ambrogio robot corridor software feature and also how to defeat it. So I've set up two fake mowing areas here. They're very small, as you can see. This is one mowing area. Then there's a long corridor and a second mowing area. This type of scenario can come up in many situations, front to back on a house or any number of different things. So the software feature actually has certain requirements. There, you see I put the tape measure out there. It's actually 2 meters or 6.6 feet. So it needs to be a minimum of 2 meters or 6.6 feet for the software feature to activate. And then the two wires have to be separated for most of the medium-sized models by 10 inches. Or, I don't know what that would be in centimeters. Probably 20-something centimeters. Actually, it looks like I got it a little low, but there we go. 10 inches. So, the idea is that the robot will automatically navigate between the two areas when it encounters the corridor by driving on top of the wire, and it will drive on top of the wire a programmed distance. So that distance is programmed in the service menu, and that would be called the max follow wire distance. The max follow wire distance in the service menu is also used in the case where the robot encounters a recall on wire antenna, which it uses when it's driving to an area or back to the base, and it's, instead of driving on top of the wire the entire time, it's some number of feet or centimeters away from the wire, and the antenna, recall on wire antenna, brings it back to the wire, and then it stays on the wire for a distance. Well, that distance that it stays on the wire is also the max follow wire distance. So corridor and the recall on wire use the same setting that's in the service menu. All right, we're going to demonstrate the robot driving on top of the wire in just one sec. Okay, for ease of demonstration, I've positioned the robot right onto the corridor, and I'm going to tell it to go. You see it says working on the display. But notice how it first detected one wire, the left wire. Now it's swinging left and right, saying, I might be in a corridor. Okay, there. It did it. See how it's driving right on top of the wire. So it will keep doing this for the entire max follow wire distance that's programmed in the service menu, and then it will come off. I'm not going to demo that because I don't have enough space here, but I definitely wanted to show the demonstration of the software activating, so you can use your imagination for how you could make this type of feature work. But then you can also consider a case where we can try to defeat the feature so that it doesn't drive on top of the wire. So I'm going to adjust the wire and show you that next. So here I'm testing the robot traveling back after changing the wiring configuration to try and defeat the corridor. So in this shape, the idea is the robot would not enter the corridor, and that would be useful, for example, if the wires were going across the driveway, 10 inches apart in a groove that was cut across the driveway. Let's see if it can navigate this. I'm pretty sure it will. Yep, that was actually my first time trying that configuration, and just from experience working with these, I wasn't surprised at all to see it do that successfully. So, for example, you could have the driveway could start kind of at the bottom of the display there. And then this portion that defeats the corridor can be in the grass. So, and this, of course, can be laid out any way you want. I gotta stop him here. So then I brought him back and I'm testing him in the mowing mode, just to show how the corridor gets defeated. Okay, good. It's heading right at it. Let's see what happens. Yep, no problem. And this actually is with the, I went into the service menu and I turned off the slow border command just to speed up its maneuvers while I'm doing this testing. And you can see with the slow border command off, the robot goes quite far over the wire. And that's all physics. The momentum carrying it out of the wire. Of course, if you slow border on is great for, ooh, good test right there. Let's see what happens. Anyway, slow border on is great for when there's hills, but sometimes I turn it off on flat installations. But I think it's useful to notice that the amount over the wire might need to be adjusted, which that adjustment is in the service, not the service, in the user app, and it can be max, min, or medium. I think by default it's max, so that the maximum cutting happens of the robot going over the border. So you can see the blade goes totally over the wire there. That actually helps keep the edges trimmed. In addition to the border cut feature that forces the robot to drive the entire length of the wire. That's another way that the robot keeps the edges trimmed. So anyway, I'm satisfied that this configuration is successful. We saw it approach quite close to that opening, and it didn't activate the corridor feature. It treated it as closed wire, and also it still successfully navigated with the go home command when it was on top of the wire. So this is definitely something that dealers and DIY installers can use. Hope you enjoyed the video. So I'm Kathy Mosler, the Robot Lady. Been at this 14 years working with the Ambrogio brand, also under the LawnBot brand name. You can visit our website at paradiserobotics.com. Feel free to call anytime or email info@paradiserobotics.com. And I also have a blog, the Robot Ladies blog. You can put that into Google and it'll come up. And lots of Facebook, Instagram, all those different accounts. So, love to keep in touch, and more later.